Each year, billions of tiny plastic beads pollute our seas because of the use of the beauty products containing microbeads. And just last week, the UK government announced plans to ban microbeads in cosmetics by 2017.
Why wait until 2017 to save our seas? Beauty and wellbeing expert Liz Earle is here now with her natural alternatives to microbeads, which can save our skin and, of course, save the planet. So let's explain, first of all, what a microbead actually is and where you would find them.
Because it's an important thing. We are talking a toxic time bomb in the sea. And it's not just beauty products, it's household cleaning products as well, things like toothpaste, shaving products, obviously things like skin scrubs. That's where you might expect to find them. So I don't know if you can
toothpaste?
see. Yeah, because they're used as tiny little abrasive particles.
I find it extraordinary that there's little bits of plastic inside.
These you can see. OK, but then if you look at this...
So we took the product away and
those are
left
actual
with just
microbeads. And do you feel how soft they are? So they're almost imperceptible, but they just give that buffing action, which for things like household cleaners and even sort of foaming gels, that kind of thing, it makes a difference. But because they're so tiny, they go down the drain, and they reckon about 100,000 of them are used in particles in showers. They fall to the bottom of the seabed or the marine life, and then, of course, they get taken up by fish and go up the food chain. We even potentially end up eating them. So it is a serious issue.
I was looking online today. There's a very good website which explains who is already changed their company policy, and there's a vast amount
and some of the supermarkets are beginning to ban and say no products. We won't get those products. So hopefully
if you don't want to do that, then what's the alternative?
Well, you need to read the label. That's a really key thing. So, and there are a number of apps and things you can get out there. It won't be listed as microbeads. That's the problem. You need to look for things like nylon, polyethylene, polypropylene. There are initials PET, PTFE, PMMA. Those are the things that could be microbeads.
OK.
So
but
watch out
there
for
are many alternatives to get that same sort of action, that exfoliating action.
If you want to buff your skin, exactly, you don't need the plastic. So something really simple in your kitchen. We've all got sugar. OK, so you could use caster sugar here, mixed with a little bit of oil, and that makes a really simple scrub that you can use. Yeah, you can use that on your face because it's gentle.
That's going to be more exfoliating than those tiny little plastic things.
And they just dissolve, so it's not going to harm anybody. It's not going to harm the aquatic life. If you want something with a bit more oomph, then you could go for Demerara sugar. So this is obviously a little bit coarser, a little bit rougher. Mix it with just a little bit of olive oil and use that as a body scrub. Really simple. You could pop a couple of drops of your favourite essential oil
and it'll smell
to make it really smell nice. Something else you could do, actually, that's probably in the kitchen at the moment, you might have a bit of oatmeal.
Yes.
Oatmeal porridge. The great thing about oatmeal is if you put that in a bowl and you mix that with hot water,
you get porridge.
Yeah, you could eat it afterwards. But it actually makes a really good face pack.
Oh, OK.
And you could sprinkle in maybe just a little bit of chopped mint there. Delicious. So yes, eat the remainder. So that's good for your face, and also that's oatmeal's really good if you've got anything like sort of eczema or anything like that. Really dry skin conditions. This actually turns into what's called a colloid, so you get this colloidal property, which means it stays on the skin. So you can also use it just to buff the skin, but actually, as you say, really soothing for dry skin conditions.
Because some of the things that they say on these exfoliating products are rehydrating and the things that suck you in. But is Demerara sugar and olive oil rehydrating? Do you get what it says on there?
It's a really interesting question. And sugar is antibacterial, so it's very good if your skin is slightly spotty. And actually, it's a natural moisturising factor that you find within the skin. Our skin has its own sugars. So, yes, it can help to hydrate the skin.
That's the only good fact about sugar, then.
Yes, don't eat it. Put it on the outside.
And then what here?
OK, so this is if you want something a bit more heavy-duty. So, Phil, this might be for you. This is Polenta.
You hate polenta.
OK, well, you don't have to eat it.
Put it on the outside.
Yes.
I just don't want to put it on the inside.
Yes. And you could put this with a little bit of, say, coconut oil here and make a hand scrub. And do you know those really heavy-duty hand scrubs that you get for guys who do DIY? And they're to remove the grease and all the really kind of ingrained dirt. This would be really good for that. Or you could use it on hips and thighs or elbows or feet, exactly.
OK, and then very finally, lips.
OK, this is for the lips. So take a toothbrush, dip it in a little bit of Vaseline or a little bit of coconut oil, buff your lips, get rid of the dry skin cells, rehydrate them, moisturise them.
And
really
no
good for the winter.
To the planet. Thank you, Liz. Thank you.
So simple.